How do you build a mind so strong it scares other people? Here's a simple but radical idea. You are not a finished product. You are not defined by your past, your mistakes, or even your current limitations. Every moment is an opportunity to reinvent yourself, to choose who you become through the actions you take and the meanings you assign to your experiences. This is not about pretending to be fearless or invincible. It's about embracing the messy, ongoing work of self-creation, that is, the deliberate act of shaping your identity through daily decisions, even when no one is watching. Consider adversity. Life will inevitably knock you down, but what separates those who crumble from those who grow stronger is not luck or innate talent. It's the stories they tell themselves about their struggles. Imagine two people facing the same setback. A job loss, a rejection, a failure. One sees it as proof they're inadequate. The other sees it as a puzzle to solve. The difference isn't in the event itself, but in how they interpret it. This is the heart of resilience, the ability to extract meaning from hardship. When you start asking, "What can I learn here?" instead of, "Why is this happening to me?" you transform pain into a teacher. You stop seeing yourself as a victim of circumstance and start seeing yourself as someone capable of adapting, learning, and evolving. This shift requires rejecting the idea that your worth depends on external validation. Most people live like actors on a stage, performing roles they think others want to see. The perfect employee, the agreeable friend, the person who never rocks the boat. But building a formidable mind means stepping off that stage. It means asking, "Who would I be if no one were watching?" and having the courage to live that answer. This doesn't mean being selfish or reckless. It means aligning your actions with your deepest values, even when it's inconvenient or unpopular. Think of the innovators, artists, and leaders who changed the world. They weren't universally liked. They were often polarizing because they refused to dilute their vision to fit societal expectations. Their strength came from clarity of purpose, not approval ratings. To do this, you must confront the discomfort of freedom. Many people cling to routines, labels, and familiar habits because they're safe, even if those patterns keep them stuck. True mental strength emerges when you embrace the uncertainty of self-creation. Every morning you decide, will I repeat yesterday's patterns, or will I act in ways that stretch me closer to the person I want to become? This isn't about grand, dramatic gestures. It's the small, consistent choices, opting for honesty over convenience, effort over excuses, curiosity over judgment, that compound over time. For example, someone who wants to become more disciplined starts by making their bed every morning, not by overhauling their entire life overnight. These tiny acts build an identity. Over time, you stop thinking, "I'm trying to be disciplined," and start knowing, "I am disciplined," meaning is the glue that holds this process together. A strong mind isn't blindly optimistic. It's anchored in a sense of purpose. Purpose isn't something you stumble upon like a hidden treasure. It's something you build through commitment. Think of it as a compass, not a destination. When you tie your efforts to something larger than yourself, whether raising a kind family, mastering a craft, or contributing to a cause, setbacks feel less personal. Criticism stings less because you're no longer asking, "Does this make me look bad?" but "Does this serve what I care about?" This focus acts as armor against distractions and self-doubt. For instance, an artist who creates work aligned with their values might face rejection, but they'll keep going because their purpose isn't tied to fame. It's tied to expression. Isolation is a misunderstood tool in this journey. Spending time alone, not scrolling mindlessly or numbing out, but sitting quietly with your thoughts, forces you to confront the narratives you've internalized. Do you see yourself as someone who can't handle pressure or as someone who grows stronger under stress? These stories aren't facts, they're choices. Silence reveals the gap between who you are and who you want to be. It's in that gap that growth happens. By regularly facing this discomfort, you train your mind to tolerate uncertainty. You stop needing constant reassurance from others because your sense of worth comes from within. This isn't about becoming cold or detached. It's about building inner stability so you can engage with the world from a place of strength, not insecurity. Criticism lands differently when you're grounded in this way. Most people fear judgment because they're secretly afraid their critics might be right. But when you've done the work of self-creation, when you know your values and have a track record of following through, feedback becomes data, not a verdict. You can weigh it objectively. Does this help me improve, or is it just noise? This detachment isn't arrogance, it's clarity. It's why people with strong minds often seem scary to others. Their calmness exposes how much those around them rely on external approval to feel okay. For example, imagine someone calmly accepting constructive feedback at work while ignoring gossip about their personality. Their focus isn't on being liked, it's on improving their skills. This unnerves people who tie their self-worth to others' opinions. Ethics are crucial here. Strength without empathy risks becoming tyranny. The goal isn't to dominate others or ignore their humanity. It's to balance resilience with compassion for yourself and those around you. Holding yourself to high standards matters, but so does recognizing that everyone is fighting battles you can't see. Studies show that self-compassionate people recover from failure faster than those who beat themselves up. Treating yourself with kindness isn't weakness. It's what allows you to sustain effort over time. Similarly, respecting others' dignity, even when you disagree with them, keeps your strength from hardening into stubbornness. Imagine a leader who pushes their team to excel, but also listens, adapts, and acknowledges mistakes. Their strength inspires loyalty because it's paired with humility. Modern life makes this work harder. We're bombarded with distractions designed to fragment our attention. Endless notifications, multitasking demands, the pressure to stay busy without being purposeful. Building a strong mind requires resisting this chaos. It means doing one thing at a time, fully. It means letting boredom spark creativity instead of reaching for a screen. It means protecting your attention like the finite resource it is. For example, someone might block off 2 hours daily for deep work, turning off all devices and focusing solely on a single project. Over time, this discipline sharpens their ability to think critically, spot patterns, and make decisions aligned with their purpose. Physical health is the unsung hero of mental strength. A tired and broken body can't sustain a resilient mind. Sleep, nutrition, and movement aren't optional. They're the foundation. Research shows that poor sleep impairs emotional regulation, making it harder to handle stress. Regular exercise, whether walking or weightlifting, reduces anxiety and boosts cognitive function. Eating well stabilizes energy levels, preventing the crashes that lead to impulsive decisions. Caring for your body isn't separate from mental toughness. It's the underlying structure that holds it up. Imagine someone preparing for a high-stakes presentation. If they're well-rested and nourished, they'll handle pressure better than if they're running on caffeine and fast food. Language shapes reality. The stories you repeat about yourself, your capabilities, your worth, your limits, become self-fulfilling prophecies. Changing your internal dialogue is a practical way to steer your growth. For instance, swapping "I'm terrible at this" with "I'm learning how to do this" opens the door to improvement. Replacing "this is impossible" with "this will require creative solutions" turns obstacles into puzzles. Over time, these shifts rewire your brain to default to curiosity and persistence rather than defeat. Fear of judgment often stems from mistaking being wrong with doing wrong. A strong mind separates the two. Making a mistake doesn't make you a failure. It makes you human. What defines you is how you respond. Did you learn? Did you adjust? Did you keep going? This mindset turns criticism into a mirror. It reflects more about the critic's perspective than your worth. For example, if someone dismisses your ideas as unrealistic, you might ask, unrealistic by whose standards, without internalizing their doubt. Finally, purpose is the North Star. It's not about grand achievements, but about aligning your daily actions with what matters most to you. Purpose could be as simple as being present for your family, contributing to your community, or creating art that moves people. When your why is clear, the how becomes manageable, even when it's hard. Imagine two people working late. One does it out of fear of losing their job. The other does it to support their child's education. The latter will sustain their effort longer because it's tied to meaning. Building a mind that scares people isn't about perfection. It's about progress. Showing up again and again, even when you're unsure or afraid. It's about treating your life as a work in progress, not a fixed label. Start small. Write down one value you want to embody today. Notice when you're performing for others instead of acting from authenticity. Sit in silence for 5 minutes and observe what thoughts arise. Over time, these practices build a quiet confidence that doesn't need to shout. It's the confidence of someone who knows they're capable of growth, no matter what life throws at them. And that kind of strength doesn't just scare people, it inspires them to confront their own potential.